Hey folks, so this is Hardly Gaming. As you can see though, this is not a gameplay video, this is just going to be a little kind of tutorial. This is for those of us that are using Elgato, either the HD60 or the HD60 Pro. I have no experience with the other Elgatos, though I'm assuming that this fix would work with any capture card that uses an HDMI output. This is also for the people who don't want to play in 1080p 60Hz. Who want to play on their monitor's native resolutions and native hertz rates. On my case, I have two 1440p 165Hz monitors, and that's what I want to play with. Now, the only assumption that I'm making in this video is that you have two monitors at least. The reason being is you can have one monitor dedicated purely to gaming, and you're going to have another monitor which is where you're going to have your display output set to. This does not require you to have NVIDIA. This does not require you to have Radeon. You will be doing this purely from your Windows settings. It's dead easy. See, when like in hindsight, I look back on it now. I spent days trying to fix this, and it was ridiculous. I kind of did it by accident, and yeah. This is why I made the video, because the latest videos are at least 2 years old, and either have wrong information in comparison to what's latest, what's available now. Or would get up halfway through the video and then they'd be like, oh, all you need to do is open up your NVIDIA control panel. You do not need to do that. So, as you can see here on my main display, which is here, I have set up, so I would share, this is the back end of the Elgato HD60 Pro. This is the one that has the PCIe slot that fits into your computer, and I believe also consoles. I don't know, I don't do consoles. So what you're going to do is you're going to have two HDMI cables. I don't know if this comes with any. They're dead cheap. You can pick up two really good HDMI cables for about £7. So they're really quite cheap, right? You need two. That's all you need. And what you're going to do is you're going to take one HDMI cable, take it from the in, and you're going to plug that into your graphics card. Your graphics card should be about here or about here on your computer. So that's dead simple. That's essentially one loop done. The next one you're going to do is the out port. You're going to take the HDMI cable as well, and you're going to plug this into your second monitor. This is where this video differs already from other videos I've seen. The reason that you want to put it into a second monitor is if you put it into your first monitor, you can't get more than 1080p 60 Hz per second. Sorry, 60 Hz, unless you use something like upscaling or super resolution, which looks rubbish, right? So you're going to plug it into your second monitor, your original monitor. I'm assuming, as I said, it's going to be more than 1080p 60 Hz. It's going to have a display port. You're going to keep that plugged in. To be honest, on my second monitor, I have both plugged in. And because of that, I can actually play. Both my monitors are exactly the same. They're both 1440p 165Hz, and they're both at that right now whilst I'm recording this Elgato recording at 1080p 60Hz. So what we do, that's the hardware side of it done, right? So we can close this down, right? Once it's plugged in, you're going to come into your desktop. I don't know if you need to download the latest software if you're planning on using this with OBS, which I do. I just like OBS. I find it's what I started with. It's what I'm comfortable with. But I have also downloaded stuff up here for the Elgato card. It's probably a good idea just to make sure you have the latest drivers, because I believe with the latest drivers with the Elgato, you can actually record in 1440p and even 4K if you want. I only record in 1080p because it's just due to system constraints. I've only got a single PC set up here. I couldn't really do much in 1440p. So here we are. I would recommend maybe downloading this software just to make sure that it's done. It doesn't take up much space, doesn't take up much time, it's free. However, you cannot use it at the same time as OBS. That's why I can't show you it, because it would kind of confuse the hell out of my computer. So I'm going to right click on the desktop. I'm going to go down to display settings. I'm not going to NVIDIA, I'm not going to AMD, I'm going to display settings, right? Now I can't show you how I started this because I would lose my Elgato feed. But what happens is, if you don't touch this, you should have three here. You should have your main, you should have your monitor, which is this one here. You should have your second monitor, which is my main monitor, which is this one here, and you should have a little one to the side, which is your number 3. That's your Elgato. You won't get any display from the Elgato. And what you want to do is you want to select your gaming monitor, your main monitor, and you want to clone that by doing duplicate desktop on 2 and 3. And that's it. All you got to do then is, if I show you, beware, you're going to get into infinity thing here. Ooh, look at that. That's weird. What you want to do is you're going to click on your Elgato and just make sure that the game capture is what's selected here. As long as you've done that, your display will show. I'll move this back over because that makes me sick. Yeah, your display will show your main display. And just to kind of confirm, I am, as I said, playing this at 1440p at 165 Hz on both my monitors. 1440p, 165 Hz. And yet this recording is going out at 1080p, 60 Hz. So it's dead easy once I figure it out. I kind of done it by accident because I'd followed the guides that all said to put my HDMI cable into my main monitor. I just decided to try, because it wasn't working, to put it into my second monitor. Everything turned on, everything was working, and that's why I stuck with it. And the reason I made this video is just because, as I said, the latest video is at least a couple of years old, and this is a much simpler way of fixing the problem I found. You don't have to go to NVIDIA and clone monitors and stuff like that. You just basically select your main monitor, duplicate desktop on 2 and 3, and then just make sure that if you are streaming on, if you're streaming or recording on OBS, that you set your input as your Elgato. Which I'm very much assuming would be the same if you're using the Elgato software itself. Just make sure that the input is from the Elgato card itself and not the desktop. That's it. So yeah, it took me 3 days to find this solution. Hopefully you guys have found it in 5 minutes. And yeah, that's it. As you can see though, I do obviously make gaming videos. I'm still very new at it all. I've only been, it's less than a year old now. I've made it in lockdown. And this is the thing, every time I get new hardware, new software, I have to figure out how to use it. I do not have a history in this. So hopefully, there might even be things in the future that I troubleshoot and find out problems, and I'll make wee videos a bit to help you guys as well. If you do want to watch gaming content, you want to help support the channel, like and subscribe. It's always nice. But if not, I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, as I said, I'll think of something else that you guys could use. And yeah, take care.